Hi everybody, Stuart here, and I'm here on RuneScape 3 in This for what's going to be a guide on how I do my farm runs. So at the moment I only plant Calquat seeds, normal tree seeds and fruit tree seeds, and I'm going to show you the method I use for my personal run. So what I have in my inventory here is all my saplings, my payment for my papaya trees, my payment for my Calquat tree, and I don't actually pay for my yew tree as it's not actually cost effective to do so. In addition to those items I have a Juju teleport spirit bag, a crystal teleport seed 3 and a Varric teleport. So let's get into it. How do I do it? So basically the first thing I usually do is use my crystal teleport seed and I go to the Melior clan. Once you teleport to the Melior clan, what you want to do is you want to run northwest all the way up and you can almost immediately see the fruit tree. So at this point I check health and I get ready to plant another tree. So when I pick my papayas, I always use my papayas on Emlyn here, and he'll note them for me. It's the same with any tool leprechaun in the game. So I'll chop down that tree. I use my papayas on him. I put my papaya in the ground, and then I pay Alphon to look after them. So at this point, I use the crystal teleport seed again, and I go to the Traherne clan. And then when you land here, there'll be a tree patch right next to you where you land in the teleport next to the bank. So you see here I have a yew tree, check health for that. I don't actually bother to cut them down, but if you want the logs, obviously that's what you should do, as well if you want the roots. So as I say, it's not actually cost effective to pay to have your yew seeds but looked after, but I just use super compost and also have a scroll of life from dungeoneering, and that actually makes it cheaper. So after this point I go to Loletta, or however you say it, I'm not really sure. So I just run straight over to the next fruit tree patch and check health on my tree. And again, it's just the same again, use it on the NPC which will note them, and then cut it down. I thought I would just make this guide because it took me a little while to get into the rhythm of actually which patches to visit in which order. There's quite a lot in the game now, especially with the Elf City and updates like that. There's quite a lot of trees you can actually plant. So once you've used up your crystal teleport seed, I usually go to the Karamja lodestone, and at this point I'm going to plant my Calquat sapling. So if you just run south from the lodestone past the general store and keep going until you're next to the building with the anvil, that's where the Calquat tree is planted. Calquats are a great thing. You can only plant one per day because they take a little bit longer than the other trees to grow. They actually take longer than the fruit trees to grow, but they're really good XP, especially per GP. You see they're 12k XP. I think the seeds are only something like 12k, 13k, so it's actually really good value. And it doesn't take very long to come and plant it. And again, use it on the tool leprechaun, get her to know it. At this point obviously I just plant my plant and I pay my ego to look after it. I don't really know which is faster, just to run, just to lodestone back to Karamja, but I often run, I sometimes lodestone, so really I don't think it makes much of a difference, because it really isn't far away running back to lodestone and then north again. If you have your house in Brimhaven, you could cut out a little bit of this running, or if you have a spirit tree planted in Brimhaven, again you can teleport here a bit quicker. So it's just run north here past the crystal tree, and along near the docks you'll find another fruit tree patch. Like that, get some more XP in. As you can see, I'm getting a bit closer to 96 farming. I should be 99 in under a month, I would imagine. It's kind of a long journey getting 99 farming, but it's worth it, and it's gonna have to happen in the way to getting a max cape anyway. So use pineapples on Garth, and that's that one paid for. I like to kind of do it continent by continent, so in Karamja I tend to use the Juju Teleport Spirit Bag to take me down to the Herblore habitat. If you're running low on Juju Spirit Teleport Bags, you can buy some more off of Papa Mambo over here. But I've got plenty in the bank at the moment. I usually buy about 10 at a time, and it usually keeps me going for a few days at least. So hop over this vine, and then you'll have another patch here. A lot of people forget about this patch because it's in with the ones for Jadinkos and other things. So people kind of forget because it's not a kind of normal looking tree patch, but it's a good one to remember, especially because it's so easy to teleport here. So same again, chop it down. So another one planted. Zombie farmer will look after your patches. Nice click. Okay. Now at this point what I usually do is teleport to Varrock. And this usually takes me outside the Grand Exchange, but actually it might be slightly quicker if it takes you into the square. That doesn't make a huge difference. I run up around here, and around, and I'm just heading to the tree patch in Varrock. And it's good to be in this area because part of the next bit of my method involves using the spirit trees. So I've been quite enjoying actually doing these farm runs because it only takes a little effort a day. I only do this once a day. I know some people are more religious with their farming, but I feel personally it's one of those skills which you have to commit to long term, and I think if I did, you know, allotment patches, planted watermelons, etc., did herb runs, blah blah blah, bushes, everything like that, you know, grapevines, I think I would actually burn out too much. And that's not really what I want to do. I want to keep doing it till I get up to 99. So just doing it once a day, you know, 10-15 minutes, and it's very easy, and it just levels up. It's quite a nice skill as well because it's very unusual. You can't just sit at a bank and train it. You can't just, you know, go for it. You can't AFK it. It's just, you just have to do it at the rate of the skill set. Obviously I could upgrade now to magic trees and palm trees if I wanted. I did spirit trees as well, but I've actually run out of spirit seeds. They're quite hard to get. I got most of them off of the kingdom, but I'm not getting enough to really do them very often now. So as you saw, I used the spirit tree to take me to the grand tree, and there's a fruit tree patch right here. Use it on him. Belongo. Yeah, basically the only reason I haven't upgraded to magics and palms is because it is a lot more expensive. It's not really that expensive to plant. It's certainly to pay for papayas, and it's also not that expensive to obviously to use. You've got another tree here, tree patch over here, so you want to use that one. And then again, if you're doing it my way, using super compost. And that's that planted. So from here run north and immediately go and get the spirit tree again, and you want to take it to the battlefield of Khazard rather than the Trino village. It's a little bit quicker, doesn't take very long to run down. So from here, just cross the bridge, straight past these gnomes, and past the tortoises. Again, there's a glider here, so that's something to consider if you want to mix it up a little bit, especially if you want to go to Alcarid and plant some cactuses. I personally don't do it, but it's another way. I have actually accidentally noted my papaya seedling in the past and had to use that to get back to the bank as the quickest method, but you know, I usually don't use it. So from this point onwards, I just use the lodestone network. I start at Catherby. and you see that my score of life actually recovered a papaya seed at the earlier patch. I didn't actually notice. Oh no, it was that patch there, yeah. Which is good, saves you a bit of money. I'd recommend getting one of them if you're going to get into farming seriously. It's me 200k to a level. I should get that in about 2 days time. So at this point, again, your fruit trees along the beach a bit, just right next to the White Wolf Mountain. Obviously most of these ones you probably already know, but it's just kind of getting it in order in your head whereabout you're running. And from here I just hop over the mountain to Taverley. You could run, or you could use the grapple hook, although I'm pretty sure it's probably just as quick to use the lodestone. Certainly less effort. Maybe the grapple hook might be the quickest way. However, you know, don't really want to carry a bit of crossbow, just quite happy to use the lodestone. Doesn't take very long. So from this point, just straight across the bridge. A lot of people still, believe it or not, don't know their way around Taverley that well if they're an older player, because Taverley has changed so dramatically. But it's just over the bridge, and then check health of the tree here. At this point I've only got normal trees left, so what I normally do is I take out all of 3 super compost that I need from this tool leprechaun to save myself using them again. Doesn't really matter, saves a bit of time. So I plant that tree there, and then I go to Falador. Obviously feel free to use these lodestone ones in any order that you want. It's just more the fact that I go along the map, so I begin at Catherby and I just use the lodestone next to it all the way down. It seems to work quite well for me. So from this lodestone you're just going to Falador Park, and you can take the northern routes a little bit quicker, straight through. And the patch is in here. The final patch is in Lumbridge. Again, this patch has actually been moved like the Taverley one, so if you don't know where it is, you might want to pay attention. It previously was behind the castle, but now it's actually next to the river, next to the canoe stand, just across from the Combat Academy. It's actually quite easy to get to now, and there's a bank right near it, so you can able to go straight away to the bank as well. So if you just run up here, it's literally there. So easy. And I just check health on the tree. And there we are. That's each and every tree patch, each and every fruit tree patch used in the game, as well as the Calquat tree, and I didn't think that took very long at all. I normally just go ahead and fill up my plant pots. You don't have to do it, although it's actually substantially cheaper to do it, and you just fill it up. You know, I often actually just go AFK, or, you know, have a little chill out while it's doing it. After running around, it's sometimes nice to just not have to click for a little bit. So as you can see, I'm 173,000 to my next farming level, which will be 96, which is coming on quite high. I'm also trying to get some of these lower skills up. I'm actually trying to go for a max cape, and I'm quite a bit off yet. I think I looked on a calculator, I'm about 72% of the way there overall, so that's still a substantial length of time. It's still going to take me months and months. However, I have been thinking about making a Road to Max Cape series. So if that's something you'd be interested in seeing, I hope you let me know. That'd be really good. I think I'm going to make it probably. I'm not quite sure when, it just depends. Maybe once my stats are all over 90 and I can start to show quite some significant levels. Or if there's something interesting, maybe I'll show me getting a few levels quickly. I've got a few skills here which might take a little bit of time to level, but other ones like thieving will be fairly quick. Anyway, I hope this farm guide's been quite informative for you. Certainly for me, when I got into farming every single day, it was a bit difficult to get my bearings because there's a lot of patches now and you can't just simply teleport around. But this is quite a good way to minimise what you have in your inventory. No need for runes, just, you know, a couple of teleporting items, and other than that, you're just using the lodestones, and it's still fairly quick. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back again soon for more RuneScape content.